Hey everyone, this is Josh Carney, and welcome to this detailed overview for Guitar Rig 6 Pro from Native Instruments. Guitar Rig is a guitar amp simulator and a multi-effects rack that's made for creating and experimenting with tones quickly and directly. Guitar Rig is back with its sixth major update, with a new overhauled interface, new amps, and new effects. Whatever sound you're looking for, you can create it quickly and efficiently. Clean, crunch, distortion, and lead tones, modern and vintage amp sims for both guitar and bass, matched cabinets and control rooms, and a vast selection of different effects, including EQ, compression, distortion, reverbs and delays, various modulation effects, wah pedal effects, and more. Guitar Rig is so versatile, you can even use it as a multi-effects unit for instruments other than guitar and bass. The key thing about Guitar Rig is that it's incredibly quick and easy to experiment with new tones and effects on the fly. No need to set up an amp or a pedal board. Everything is right here at your fingertips. Guitar Rig does not produce any sound on its own, so you have to feed it an audio signal. Simply plug in your guitar or bass into any instrument level input on your audio interface. You can run Guitar Rig as both a DAW plugin as well as a standalone application. To run it as a DAW plugin, simply create an audio track in your DAW, assign the correct input that your guitar is connected to, and load up Guitar Rig. You'll notice here that there are two versions of Guitar Rig, FX and MFX. The MFX version stands for Music Effects, and this version of Guitar Rig can accept a MIDI input. But for this video, I'll just be demonstrating the effects version. The browser in Guitar Rig is brand new, built from the ground up, and it allows for easy personalization when loading and saving your own presets. Guitar Rig comes with more than 1,000 presets, so let's choose one. I can get a bit closer to the sound I'm looking for by searching for a particular preset based on my input source, effects types, musical character, amplifier type, genre, or by artist presets. Here I'm looking for guitar amp sims using the new Chicago amp, and I'm looking for a bluesy sound. And this will give me a list of presets I can pick from. I'll just double click on a preset to load it up, and I'm ready to play. This preset has a compressor, screamer, the Chicago amp, a matched Chicago cabinet, a shelving EQ, the VC2A compressor, the solid EQ series EQ, and the RC24 reverb. All of these parameters can be tweaked and customized to your liking. Components can be muted, and you can also drag to change their position. Or if you want to get rid of a component, you can easily drag it out of the rack. To save this new tweaked preset as your own custom preset, click here to save your preset and give it a custom name. You can also right-click on a preset and assign a custom color to it, so it's easier to find for later. And clicking here will reveal all of your custom presets you've made. You can hide and show the browser by clicking here, and the interface is fully scalable, so I can make it larger or smaller as I see fit. To build your own custom setting, click on Components to browse through all of your available components. Guitar Rig has a selection of 21 modern and vintage amp sims. To load in a component, simply drag it into the rack. When you load in an amp, it comes with its own matched cabinet. However, you can mix and match amps and cabinets any way you like. So if I want the Chicago amp mixed with the Hotplex cabinet, I can do that. You might notice that some of the amps have this ICM logo. ICM stands for Intelligent Circuit Modeling, which is a newly developed modeling technique made at Native Instruments that uses machine learning to help emulate certain sounds. With machine learning technology, we can reproduce the behavior of hardware devices from the ground up, giving a whole new level of depth and realism to our amp emulations. Even better, it means we'll be working with the community to discover new hardware and bring it to Guitar Rig 6 Pro with regular updates. Guitar Rig 6 has 3 new amplifiers. Chicago, which is a classic mid-50s combo amp with simple tone and volume controls. It's highly responsive to picking dynamics, and it's great for blues and classic low drive leads. Or turn it all the way up for a vintage tube-driven sound. On the matched cabinet, you can even blend between the cabinet and the room mics, and you can try out 2 different room mic tones. Fire Breather is a new modern boutique amp that does everything from high-gain modern rock and metal tones to smooth, clean tones. Bass Invader is a punchy, vintage solid-state bass amp with a 4-band active EQ, voicing filters, and distortion control. A newly bundled amp that's now included with Guitar Rig is Ramfire. This is great for big rock, metal, and industrial tones. You can also add components by right-clicking in the rack if you want to see a simple list of all of the components, instead of using the browser. Guitar Rig has a selection of over 60 effects that can be used for guitar, bass, or other instruments as well. And you can add these before or after your amp in the signal. Let's check some of these out. Guitar Rig also has a range of sound shaping tools that are great for mixing, dynamics, and tone control, including the vintage compressors series, the VC76, VC160, and VC2A, the solid mix series compressors and EQs, and Transient Master. Some newly bundled time-based effects include Soft Tube's RC48 and RC24 reverbs, the Mod Pack, which includes 3 modulation effects, choral, flare, and phasis, the Reflector reverb, TRAKTOR's reverb and delay units, and for big, airy, and spacey tones, the ROM reverb. Another new addition is the Crush Pack, which includes 3 contemporary versions of iconic effects. Bite is a bit crusher, Dirt is a distortion effect, and Freak is a frequency shifter. Guitar Rig's mixing and tone shaping options are so versatile that you can actually use it as a mix rack to shape the tone of any instrument or voice with a custom mix chain. Here I've created a custom vocal chain to smooth out the dynamics and create some big ambient space with these vocals. First, here's what the vocals sound like raw with no effects.
You say you like the ocean, you say you like the breeze. Reach your hand on mine and hold on to me.
So she's got a great voice as is, but let's add in this vocal chain. The name of the artist is Sophia Varaz, and a big thanks to her for allowing me to use a bit of her song in this video.
You say you like the ocean, you say you like the breeze. Reach your hand on mine and hold on to me. I'll take you for a ride, 2 a.m. on Saturday night. Neon lights reflect both your green eyes.
So that's Guitar Rig 6 Pro from Native Instruments. It's an incredible amp and cabinet sim, as well as a multi-effects unit. It's great for shaping guitar and bass tones, and experimenting with other instruments as well. You can check out Guitar Rig 6 at nativeinstruments.com. Thanks for watching.